Shalom, all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruchak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect Arkim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruchak Wadash. Now, as you can see here, it's a clip it from, these two guys, this, Elam, they're both Jakes, Elam Jake and a white Jake. They were just talking about the current situation in the UK, like just generally with the government, the way the world is, the way society has become, right? And I was listening to it in this podcast, and then basically they start talking about World War III. So that's on people's minds, all right? It's on the world's minds. And in the spirit of people, they know that if war happens, which it is going to happen because we're in that time, it's building up towards it, we're basically there. And we know, before that, the MOTB has to come to pass, basically. But look, what I was going to say is pretty much, people know if war breaks out on the planet Earth, people basically, they know, in their spirit, it will be nuclear. This ain't going to be a war like, it's going to be a war like no other, basically. It will become nuclear. The war will become nuclear, all right? If war breaks out, people know in their spirit it will be nuclear, because it ain't going to be like the way World War I and II was fought, all right? Boots on the ground, which you will have boots on the ground, but we do know now the nations, in particular Esau, Edom, and all the other nations, Elam, Moab and Ammon, all these nations, all right, Ishmael, they all have nuclear capability, man. So we know World War III is going to be fought nuclear in the end. We know that. So let me play what they say here, because they kind of go into that. They say that
pushing him, I feel they're really kind of pushing him. I'm like, but when it kicks off and it gets here, you'd expect us now to fight for you, and we're not fighting for anyone apart from your policies.
It's not World War III isn't going to be like World War II and 1. It's not going to be men on the ground,
machines,
drones, just madness. On the men on the ground, you can count the casualties, can't you? You know what I mean? It's just going to be pure obliteration.
One missile could just destroy the whole land. You're
not going to get France invading us and dropping 10,000 soldiers on us and running through the country, kicking our doors in. That's not the way it works these days, Johnny. It's more cyber. It's more like the shit you're not seeing.
And the scary thing is they've got nuclear weapons now.
It's just a messy. I'm not really.
You heard what he said. Scary thing is they got nuclear weapons. The other guy said if war happens now, it's obliteration. So people know that in their spirit. And he even said it. And what everyone knows is the world ain't what it once was. It's all digital now. That's why he even said cyber. And what we've been hearing in the news about cyber attacks and, everything's become digital. Why though? Because Esau's brought the world into what? This digital age, because we know the NWO, we know that the peak of it is to what? To digitally hip everyone. We know that. And then we know that it's going to lead to that nuclear war. So everything they said there is true. Everything is cyber. It's all digital. And if when war happens this time, it ain't going to be like he said it, like World War I and II. It's going to be obliteration. All right?
Really into it all. But you've got to think about it when you're looking at Iran now. And you see Iran's been getting bullied for 10, 15 years.
Go into but I mean, basically, they touch on these things. They talk about these things. You see? And this is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, pretty much, putting truth out in the earth, man. And this is what it is, man. This is what it is. And everyone is even seeing this system we live in, whether it's the UK, whether it's America, everyone is calling out the corruption of the place we live in. For years, people were calling, when we lived in this society, it was the other nations getting the finger pointed at them. They're corrupt. These nations are this. That's why everyone's coming to Europe to earn money and to live, because their countries are poor. Well, we're finding out now it's your powers over here that have pretty much corrupted the world. And who rules the world? Let's call it what it is. The so-called white man, the so-called white people, the Edomites. All right. So let me read this here. 2nd Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Yeah, evil shall be put out, man. all right? And deceit shall be quenched. And that's starting to happen now. The deceit and evil, well, we know the world is in a state of evil, but it's, you know, the spirit is having it where the wickedness of this world is being called out, man. The wickedness of this system, the wickedness of the so-called white man, these Edomites, these so-called white people, they're being called out for what they are, right? And it says, and deceit shall be quenched. But ultimately, you know, the world is going to be in a, you know, we know when Yahweh Shai comes and destroys fully, this system's fully brought down, that's when the evil's fully going to be put out on the earth and deceit fully going to be quenched. We know that because the Lord's going to be the one on top, and wickedness is going to be subdued. So it says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Yeah, faith shall flourish, all right? And who's the ones pushing faith? The believers in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, the hopeful elect Akim, all right? We're the ones pushing the spirit of faith, all right? It says, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. Exactly. And the corruption is going to be overcome. The corruption of this world. All right? The corruption of this current society we live in. All right? Everyone in this system, man, if you're not in this truth or believe in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, pretty much everyone's in a state of corruption. Let's just call it what it is, man. Everyone's walking in a corrupt state of mind in this world. Okay? And it says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And the truth being declared, primarily because of the Israelites. Well, the Israelite thing is everywhere. The truth of the Israelites, you know, the doctrine. We know that there's, like, we're the great millstone, but we know we're GMS, but we know that the Israelite, predominantly like the apostles say, the one Westers, that doctrine is everywhere, you know, pretty much. Yeah, there's people with there's little discrepancies, of course. But the truth of the Israelites is everywhere. It's funny because even that white dude that was speaking in this clip that I just played, I've heard him talk about the Israelites. But because he's like a truth-seeking type of character, and he said, yeah, you know, I've locked into the Israelites. I've heard what they got to say, but he didn't like it basically. So that's how I know the truth's out there, because I was watching we know the truth's out there, but I was watching a podcast with this guy on it before. I'm not going to go into who the guy is, but like basically he mentioned the Israelites. He actually mentioned the doctrine, but it wasn't for him. But so there you go. So the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Yes, so the truth's being declared. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these guys you see on these podcasts, which we know this, when they're talking about nuclear war and the world being digital, look man, a lot of these people be watching the Akyam, all right? We know that. If the wicked elites of Esau, they watch the brothers' channels, you really think that, everyone's watching us, man. Everyone is really, a lot of people are getting information from the Israelite camps, and primarily the Great Millstone. You'd be surprised, man, because then they will go on their channels and they mention things that we say. It's like, oh, hold on, where did you get that from? So the truth is being declared, man. And what did the Lord say? People can't do nothing against the truth but for it. So everything really in this society that people speak about or do is aligned with the scriptures anyway. So yeah, so as for faith, so the faith is through the Akyam, the believers in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Yeah, because for a long period of time under Esau's system, the world was in darkness. There was no truth, man. It was just business as usual. Esau committing his wickedness, sweeping things under the rug, and the system goes on, how Esau has it, right? But now that, basically, now that we're at the end and this truth's coming out and being declared in the world, what's happening? This world's been shaken up, man. We can clearly see, man, look at the difference 5 years ago as to now. Look at the society today. So we're really at the brink of the end right now, man. And it's, like we always say, it's going to get harder before it gets better, right? And we know that. And I'm, I can feel it too, man, because, you can just feel the spirits of, demons fucking with you, and all kind of things are going on right now, man. All right, this is definitely the time that we're in. It's like it's going to get harder before it gets better. Okay, so it says, as for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And the truth's being declared, right? That's why you're seeing people talking about nuclear war, talking about how wicked this place is. And really, everyone's really cursing out Amalek, because they even kind of touch on that over there too. So everyone kind of knows in a roundabout way what's going on. Now, the deeper level is, Most people have rejected Yahweh Shai really on this world, you know? That's really the deeper level of it. But, you know, everyone, in terms of what the scriptures say about the Amalek and the so-called white man being the wicked, these things are like common knowledge now, man. You know? But the one thing what people don't want to do is give, the most important thing that they don't want to do is give credit to the scriptures, you know? Because it's this, the belief in the scriptures is only for a few. The belief in the Bible is set up for a few, not for the masses. Okay? So let me read this here. This is Joel 2, and I'll start from the top. Salakia. Yeah, Joel 2:1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." Exactly, and this is what's happening now. The day of the Lord is coming. It's near, basically. You know, and who's the Lord? Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Who the world ignorantly calls the J word, which is who is a so-called man of color, a so-called black man, all right? He's coming back. He's coming back. All right? So this is what it is. And the trumpet is what? This word, the scriptures, the Bible. The brothers going out every week, you know, doing their videos, going out to the camp every week, proclaiming the end of this system, teaching basically. The brothers in the spirit of teaching what though? The correct doctrine of this Bible, man. That's the trumpet being blown in Zion. Who's Zion? You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right? And we're telling our people to repent because the Lord's coming. But we know that most of our people, they're stuck in their wicked ways, their hard-headed ways, and they're not going to change that, and that's fine. But the ones that are the hopeful elect, they're going to hear and repent anyway. So we know who it's for. So the point is, so the alarm's being blown right now in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Yeah, because this judgment and destruction that's coming, this is going to be the greatest that's ever going to be, because this is the last slavery, the last captivity we Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans have been in. So the Lord's going to deliver us in a glorious fashion, and he's going to make his grand second coming. So this is going to be a grand entrance, and it's never going to be done like this again. So the Lord's going to make a big spectacle. All right. So this is the point really I wanted to get, because I wanted to go into the nuclear missiles, but I just started from the top. It says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them." All right, that's talking about these nuclear missiles. All right. "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them." That's the nuclear missiles. All right. When the nuclear missiles are shot, man, nothing ain't escaping them. And you heard what that one guy said. He said, man, if something happens now, it will basically be obliteration. And he's right. It will be obliteration to the world, right? The second death. It'll be obliteration to the masses of society, to the so-called white man, the Edomites, all the other nations, the heathen nations, the 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. It is going to be a great destruction. Which is primarily going to be on America, which is Babylon the Great. It's going to be the lake of fire, man. America is going to become a lake of fire, all right? And this is all in the scriptures. So it says, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen shall they run. All right, this is talking about the chariots. Joel was describing them with, Salakia, the chariots, Salakia, the nuclear missiles. Joel was describing them with basically what he could basically link with what they would look like compared to things he would see in his time, basically, because he was in the ancient times. So this is what he said: the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of the mountains, they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Yeah, when you see like horses, hundreds of horses running, they making that great roaring noise, man. All right. And then it says, leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Yeah, because when the nuclear missiles are shot off, it ain't just going to be one or two. It's going to be hundreds of them. All right, thousands of them, and they're going to be like in battle array, all gathered together and, you know, roaring basically. Just like you see imagine you saw like thousands of horses all lying together, rushing towards you. That's the same way the missiles going to be. Thousands of missiles shot off at the same time. All right. You know, thousands of missiles shot from Russia towards America, America towards Russia, France to America. So there's going to be missiles in the air roaring, man. Okay. Iran to Israel, Israel to Iran. So it's going to be an all-out war, this nuclear war. Like he said, obliteration. All right. It says, before their faces, the people shall, before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. Climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Exactly, because they're going to be all in battle formation, these missiles, man. All right, and they're not going to break their ranks, meaning they're going to be in order, basically. For lack of a better word, the missiles are going to be in order, man, like an army rushing towards their targets. And they shall march everyone on his own ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. That's these missiles, all right? Okay? And it says, the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. So that's basically, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. That's these missiles, man. Okay, and march everyone in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. That's the nuclear missiles, man. All right. This is how they're being described, basically, because the scripture's not going to say. The scripture's not going to come out and say the nuclear missiles were shot from, describing it in modern times. All right, it's a parable. It's a secret. But you got to envision that. You got to envision that, like thousands of missiles in an array about to hit their different targets, because they're going to be shot off. Because the scripture says it, man. America's allies are going to turn on it. Everyone's going to turn on America and destroy it. And guess what? Different parts of Europe also, they are going to be hit with missiles too. But we know that the place prophesied to be completely done away with as a landmass is America. Okay, so this is Revelation 20, and I'll go to 14, 20 and 14. It says Revelation 20 and 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Yeah, the lake of fire is talking about Babylon, all right? And the second death is referring to what? What was the first death? How did the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, how did he judge the earth the first time around? He judged it with water. He flooded the planet and saved only 8 souls, Noah and his sons and their wives. That's who the Lord saved, all right? The 8 souls he saved, but the rest of the people on the planet had to be destroyed, all right? They were destroyed. And then that was the first death, and then the earth started again, basically. Not the earth, but it was populated again, basically, after that, through Noah's sons, okay? But that's what happened. But why did the Lord do the first death? Because the earth was in a state of total evil, man. Just like today. Just like today. Whatever you see in today, the corruption, the murder, the degenerate behavior, the evil that's on this earth, the corruption of people that's on this earth, guess what? It was already happened in the first death. And what was the first death? The water, man. The flood. So this one's going to be the second death. So the Lord said it, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Exactly. So we know that the deliverance is only going to be for the hopeful elect, all right? The ones that the Lord is going to save is going to be those believers, the hopeful elect of the Israelites, of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But the rest of the people, on the planet, they're going to be judged, man. They're going to be judged. And whosoever was not written in the book of life was cast into a lake of fire, right? So that's what it is. But this is the point in here wanting to get, is that in death and hell were cast into a lake of fire. This is the second death. So that's going to be the second death, all right? Which is going to be what? Them nuclear missiles. That's the second death, all right? So you know, with that, I'm going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha, Kudash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha, Kudash. Shalom, shalom.